And my gratitude to His Grace Sitaram Prabhu for hosting it at a very short notice. I am not here by my plan. I am here by the plan of Nitai Sachinandan. I had a flight to Abu Dhabi. Actually, on a few days back, on 5th, I was supposed to conduct the course in Abu Dhabi and Qatar ahead of that, in Doha. But all that Middle East crisis, so I had to reroute whole my itinerary. And then I approached Sitaram Prabhu because he had, when I was in Melbourne a month back, he expressed the interest. Then I told him that I have few days, I can travel via Perth because my flight has been cancelled. So if you wish, we can conduct this training, 2 evening introduction to devotee care, which will give a good insight, basically a good start. So immediately Sitaram Prabhu, agreed to host this training at a very short notice. So therefore I am here, as I said, not by my plan, but by Nitai Sachinandan's plan. They called me here to show their lotus feet and to serve their devotees. So, and my gratitude to their lordships and to Srila Prabhupada and His Grace Sitaram Prabhu for being a very welcoming host and also hosting this particular training. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And my gratitude to all of you for coming. This is in the middle of the week. It's a weekday. And tomorrow is also a weekday. So on a weekday evening, it's not easy to prioritize time, but you all have done so. And I feel encouraged by that. So my thanks and gratitude to all of you. So we'll begin this course. Now this year, 2026, this year we are celebrating 50 years of ISKCON. ISKCON has been registered in New York in the year 1966. So this is the 60th anniversary of ISKCON. And a decade back, the leaders, they were discussing that we have completed 50 years of ISKCON. What should be our strategic focus for the next 50 years? That was being discussed. And then in this discussion, one thing which came out prominently was, we have made many devotees, but we have not retained them all. Many devotees have left our movement, and we should focus on retaining the devotees. And that was called in-reach, that we have been discussing a lot of outreach. What about in-reach? Retaining devotees, nourishing them, supporting their Krishna consciousness. Oh, then the whole idea clicked with everyone. This is very important. And therefore we should have a proper devotee care understanding, a proper training on devotee care, and therefore the GBC initiated that this course be designed. Then they had a committee headed by His Grace Rasamandal Prabhu, who is one of the pioneer educationists, Srila Prabhupada disciple, based in UK. So a team of devotees, then they actually researched and they did a lot of they traveled to various communities and then came up with this particular course, Devotee Care Course, which was first conducted in 2017. So it's almost a decade back. Just at the conclusion of ISKCON 50, this course was first rolled out by the GBC. So of course there was 2 years gap because of COVID. So, and since then we have been conducting this course. From 2018 onwards, I am actively involved in facilitation of this course and also encouraging and guiding the practical implementation of devotee care across various devotee communities. So this is just the background and the history of how the course came to be developed. Now we will start with the words of Srila Prabhupada to begin with. I request someone to please read it out, who can read loudly and clearly. Yes, Prabhu.
Vaikuntha thinking. Everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. Everyone should praise another's service to the Lord and not to be proud of his own service. This is the way of Vaishnava thinking, Vaikuntha thinking. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, 5th chapter, verse 12.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so Prabhupada is talking of praising others' service to the Lord. First of all, he says everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. So the center is service to Krishna. And everyone should praise another service to the Lord. And that requires humility to praise others. Therefore, the word not to be proud of one's own service. This is the way of Vaikuntha thinking, Vaishnava thinking or Vaikuntha thinking. So often, when I conduct the course and devotees have this question, who is responsible for devotee care? The temple management sometimes feel burdened because they already have so many things to do. And you say, now you care for devotees also. So it could put additional burden on the temple management. So whose responsibility is devotee care? The twice Prabhupada says, everyone in this purport. Twice everyone. So devotee care is not just a responsibility of the management or a particular group of devotees, 2 or 3 devotees who may be given the service of leading devotee care. It is everyone's responsibility. Everyone's responsibility. Therefore, the Devotee Care Course is aimed at not just forming a devotee care team, but aiming at developing the communities of care, caring devotees. So we want to have communities of caring devotees across ISKCON because it is everyone's responsibility. The community members have to care for each other. That's the only sustainable way. So it's everyone's responsibility. But now, it is said that everyone's responsibility is no one's responsibility in management. When you say who is responsible, everyone, that means no one. We need to have some, people who have been identified in management. Suppose we say cleanliness is everyone's responsibility. And then no one may take the responsibility, thinking that someone else will do. Someone else will do. So therefore, it may be neglected. Therefore, we need to have those everyone's responsibility. We need to have some people identified who will be coordinating and spearheading. They can't do alone. They have to involve the community to care for each other. But they will take the responsibility. They will take the responsibility of coordination, and facilitation of devotee care and so on and so forth. So, therefore, it's everyone's responsibility, but we need to have a team of devotees who are identified as directly responsible in the immediate sense. Okay, then Prabhupada talks of here being friendly and praising others. He continues on the same theme. In the same purport? Yes. Someone else to read it loudly and clearly?
Vaikuntha living. Everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability, and everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities of Vaikuntha.
Okay, so now everyone should be allowed to render service to the best of one's ability. What could stop this? What could stop this in the community of devotees? Yes.
Some services like Pujari.
No, what could stop? Everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability. Sorry? Sometimes we may discourage some people. Everyone should be allowed. We may sometimes discourage some people. Any story where someone was being discouraged to render service, this is from Ramayana, one story, that everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability. Yes, right. Just speak a little bit about that, very briefly.
Okay, I'm speaking properly. Hare Krishna, I do pronounce. So a squirrel was actually putting to squirrel's capacity, it was lifting and bridging using the small stone which the squirrel can carry. But was it Hanuman? Hanuman was like thinking, you know, only so much it is able to do. And then Sri Ramachandra came and said, you know, to your capacity you are doing, to the squirrel's capacity, to the rest of squirrel's capacity, the squirrel is doing the service, and it's both are same to me.
Okay, good, thank you. So, yes, so now Hanuman is bringing huge mountain peaks and squirrel is bringing some small pebbles. So Hanumanji saw squirrel running here and there. Hanumanji felt, you know, he's bringing the mountain peak, this squirrel may be, you know, crushed under his feet. He said, you get aside. You hardly are bringing some pebbles. You know, how much that will contribute to the bridge. But, you're kind of obstructing my service. Right? So therefore, you get aside. Hardly you're doing anything. Therefore, when Hanumanji said that, Lord Ram said, wait. Both you are serving as per your ability. Therefore, squirrel service is equal to me, equally dear to me as yours. Now, just imagine the magnitude. Where is a small pebble? Where is a huge mountain peak? But Lord Ram said, since you are serving, both of you are serving to the best of your ability, therefore, both services are equally dear to me. Therefore, Lord Ram allowed for the squirrel to continue doing the service to the best of ability. Therefore, in a devotee community, different devotees have different capacities. We allow and encourage everyone to do their best. It said, man sees the results, God sees the effort. Okay? So therefore, now final result Hanumanji may be getting, but Lord Ram sees the effort. This squirrel is also making the effort to the best of one's ability. Of course, we should also see that we should not always want to be like squirrel. We should take inspiration and increase our capacity to serve. That's also there. We should take inspiration, and there is always a scope for improvement. Prabhupada said in our services, we can increase our capacity. The Lord can empower the devotees to do great services. So in this way, but yes, everyone should be allowed to render service to the best of one's ability. That means we do not demotivate or discourage anyone. On the other hand, can you suggest something positive that can be done so that everyone can render service to the best of their ability, or maybe even increase their ability to serve? What can we do? One thing is, Lord Ram said, don't discourage the squirrel. Right? So therefore, Lord Ram gave that opportunity and encouragement. That is one thing. What can be done? What more can be done in practical terms? Something positive so that everyone can continue to render service to the best of their ability. Wait a minute, you may have raised hand. Oh, okay, yes.
More training?
Okay, more training, good point. We can give more training to the devotees. When the devotees were cleaning Gundicha temple, some devotees were really doing good. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sachinandan, he patted them on their backs and good. And then others who are not doing so good, you train them. It's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you train them. So the training, education is the first and foremost purpose of ISKCON. It increases the capacity of devotees to serve. Good point. Your name, Mataji? Mother Padma Radha Devi. And what was your name? Akhila Devi. Okay, yes. So thank you for that good answer. Training and education, we not just allow but help devotees to increase their capacity. Oh yes, Prabhu, you had raised hand. Okay, fine. Someone else? Yes, Mother Akhila.
Identify their skills.
Okay, good. Identify their skills and encourage them in those services. Like Prabhupada encouraged the musicians to play, the painters to paint, the managers to manage, and so on, singers to sing, artists to serve the Lord in artistic way, dress the deities, make the garlands, cooks to make nice preparations for the Lord, and so on. We identify skills and encourage those skills. That's good. Something else, there was yes, Prabhu. Your name and answer.
Krishna Chaitanya is not.
Krishna Chaitanya
I
Prabhu.
think she already covered, but
Okay.
I just add just engage them according to their availability.
Their availability and their skills. Okay, good. Thank you. Yes, something else we can do to allow devotees to continue their service. Yes, to facilitate basically their service to the Lord. Yes, Prabhu. Your name?
Krishna Bihari.
Krishna Bihari Prabhu.
From Prabhupada's purport again to the appreciation. I think it's covered.
Oh, appreciation. Okay, fine. Appreciation could encourages people a lot. Actually, appreciation also helps to people to increase their capacity. Appreciation also helps people to increase their capacity. So when we really appreciate people, they can, to the extent we see this quality of appreciation, every year devotees would come to Jagannath Puri and Lord Chaitanya would appreciate them. And to the extent one time he appreciated Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was earlier an impersonalist, by saying, we can learn, Lord Chaitanya says, I can learn how to be a staunch devotee of Krishna from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. No, it's Lord Chaitanya who has made him a devotee, but he praises his staunch devotional service. Right? Just imagine. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, my Lord, you can turn crows into Garudas. You are so expert that by your appreciation, you can empower a crow to become like a Garuda. So that's the appreciation, how empowering that is. Okay, good. So something else we can do to allow devotees to render service to the best of their ability. Yes, Prabhu.
To give love and care.
To give love and care, yes, to give an... Okay, good. This is a good point, to give love and care. One thing is to give love, love is the virtue of the heart, and give care. Can you give some example of that? Now you are coming very close to the theme. Yes, because it's a devotee care seminar, to give them love and care. So
if devotee is engaged in a seva, he makes sure that they have been well fed, also ask about the family, make sure that that family is all well and good, it's not free with his time, whatever.
Okay. So now here, your name, Prabhu? Mukunda Vamshidhari Prabhu has touched upon that the important point that devotees who are serving, at times they need support. At times they need support so that they may continue to serve. So therefore, creating support system is one very important thing. Just to give an example, in a community, once a couple was living and the Mataji, the wife, she got terminally ill and was admitted. And he had to just spend the entire time taking care of her, so there was no one to cook. The community came together and said, we will supply prasadam. Someone will cook, community. So they asked, to please volunteer to cook, at least 1 or 2 meals in a week. And they asked some volunteers who can drop the prasadam. So there were a devotee care committee became active and they coordinated and they made a roster of who's going to cook, who's going to supply prasadam. So they supported this family and that's how they became very grateful. The whole community supported. And then after the crisis, they were even more, committed in their service. So here comes the role. And in contrast, let me give you another case study. I met a couple in this couple actually stayed in the largest devotee community in ISKCON. Where is that? Alachua is Mayapur. Alachua is a good devotee community, but relatively very smaller compared to Shida Mayapur. The biggest devotee community where there are 6,000 to 7,000 devotees staying at any point of time. They're all devotees, Shida Mayapur. So I met a couple, and this couple, the lady, she expressed that they're grown old, and sometimes she's not able to cook, and they cannot buy from outside because it doesn't suit their health. They have a very specific diet. At the age of 75 or plus, they were 75 plus. So then she started crying by saying, I can't cook, we can't even buy. sometimes we have to sleep hungry. She said, I don't mind for myself, but I can't serve my Prabhu. Saying that, she actually had tears in her eyes. And I began to really reflect and think, no, we have in Mahaprabhu's Dham, who is most magnanimous, and here is a couple who has some diet requirement, they cannot cook. Is there not someone who can cook for them? And they're ready to even, bear the expenses. Lakshmi was not a problem. So, are there not devotees who will be willing to extend support? Oh yes, there will be. But whom should they approach? They don't want to inconvenience anyone, They don't want to embarrass others and inconvenience others. Whom should they approach? That is the question. So, there are in a community devotees who are willing to provide service, and there are others who need service. But who is going to connect them? Who is going to connect them? That is the role of devotee care team. Identify the devotees who need some support for continuing their Krishna consciousness, for continuing the service to the Lord. And here are those who are willing to provide. They will be happy. Win-win situation. They may even earn some money, make some livelihood, right? By supplying prasadam, and so on and so forth. But there has to be some facilitation committee where those who need some kind of service can approach that committee, that for my Krishna consciousness, I need some kind of support, where they can express. It's not a we don't want to encourage people to become demanding, like at times again, that we demand. But there is some genuine need, and the team can be approached, and they then work it out how this need can be fulfilled within a community. Many times that can be done. So therefore, that's the role of support, creating support system within devotee communities. Give another example. My own sister, she stays in Ottawa. For several years, she could not go to temple because she could not drive. Somehow she tried learning driving, and in the West, if you can't drive, then you are limited very much. Public transportation often is not so good at places, and therefore you are limited. And she tried learning, but she has some past life phobia. She panics. She puts her hand on the steering and the accelerator, and she panics. So could not, learn the driving, and therefore could not go to the temple associated with devotees. Still, one devotee volunteered that he can actually take her to the temple. Right? It may be slight detour, a few extra kilometers, but I can manage to take you, and then we can go to temple together and drop you. So that was a support, and then she would also go and associate when that support was offered. So there could be some devotees who may not be able to drive themselves, right, at times, and then if some devotees volunteer to extend that support, then their Krishna consciousness also can continue, and they can also continue to serve to the best of their ability. So everyone should be allowed. So one thing that we are not discouraging anyone, and the second aspect is we are supporting their service. One thing is encouragement by appreciation, other thing is practical support. So that is therefore, and when such a community who are supporting and allowing all the members to continue the service, again twice Prabhupada says, such are the activities of Vaikuntha. So therefore, devotee care is a culture of the spiritual world. So when we have that caring communities of devotees, we are actually creating Vaikuntha. We are living in the spiritual world. So twice Prabhupada says that. Okay, so now what does care means to you? One word. In one word, what does care means to you? You're talking, okay, love, good. Mother Akhila said love. Empathy, fine, good. Love, empathy. Something else? Yes, what does care means to you? Parth, right? Yes, kindness. Care means kindness. Good, Parth, good answer. Motivate. Care means? Motivate? Okay, good. To motivate someone. That's good. Care means to understand somebody, right?
Belongingness.
Sense of belonging. Good point. Really nice.
Strength,
Care means
kind of moral strength.
to care for someone means to care for someone means what? To love them, as we got all the answers. To be kind to them, to empathize with them. So in that terms, to care for someone means what? One word. Yes, Hema Krishna Prabhu.
To connect.
To connect with someone. Fine. And how do we connect? So some practical ways.
Well, sometimes we have to see, if they need any help in any way that they can provide.
Okay, that some practical help we can provide to connect with them. Fine, that's good.
Service,
Service. We serve them. Okay, good. Care means to actually serve them. Yes, Prabhu.
It is to put myself into his position and see how it looks like.
Okay, that is called empathy. That's called empathy. We see from their position and right. That's empathy. Fine. That's nice.
Mannerism.
Care means mannerism means to care for someone means to teach them mannerism.
No, talk nicely.
Okay, to talk nicely. Okay, we are nice in our talk and we behave in a Vaishnava way, deal in a Vaishnava way with them. Fine. Okay, yes.
Be present for them,
Okay, be present for them.
either physically or even from distance.
Okay, we are there for somebody. That means we give some time to them, be there for them, and when they need. Okay, that's good. That's nice.
Attention to small details.
Attention to details. At times, care means attention to details. Good.
Time for others.
Care means to give some time, right? Good. Yes, Mataji.
Trust and faithfulness.
Oh, trust and faithfulness. Yes, we trust them, and also we remain faithful. That's very good point. Unconditional love. To care for someone means to love them unconditionally. That's good. Yes, Prabhu.
Give some constructive feedback.
Okay, to care for somebody means also give some constructive feedback. Room for improvement. We call room for improvement. That's also nice, Prabhu. Good point. Okay, so therefore, yes. I'm trying to recall your name. Prisha, right? Prisha, yes, Prisha. To look after them. Okay, good. To look after them. Thank you for that nice answer. Okay, so we got several meanings of the word care, and now we see just from you all contributed to expand the meaning of care, and you can see the how wide the subject is, the wide spectrum, the spectrum of the meaning of the care. And therefore, yeah, actually devotee care is very broad subject matter. It's a very broad subject matter. But of all the meaning that you spoke, there are two categories of meaning of the word care. Two categories. That is, two broad meanings. Care is a virtue. Care is a virtue. Now, the love, the compassion, kindness, that is virtue of the heart. Virtue of the heart. Therefore, it's a noun. Care is a noun, virtue of the heart. But it's not just virtue. That virtue of the heart has to come out as some practical action. Just like you say someone, the husband may tell the wife, "Oh dear, I love you." Said, "What love you? You forgot it's our wedding anniversary." Right? If you can't remember, that's the wedding anniversary. If you can't remember someone's birthday, right? What to speak of bringing a gold ring? You have not even brought an aluminium artificial ring. What to speak of a bouquet? You haven't even brought one flower. So therefore, the love, the virtue has to be reflected in practical action, and therefore care is also, it means conduct or a practical action. So like the meaning you spoke has two categories of meaning. One is like love, care, compassion. Other is in action we give someone time, we look after, be there for them when they need. All that is practical conduct. Just like the word bhakti would traditionally be translated as devotion. How did Prabhupada translate bhakti as? Devotional service. Little more precise. How did Prabhupada translate bhakti as? Little more precise. Loving devotional service. Loving devotional service. So the love is the virtue of the heart, and devotion, bhakti, right? Bhakti is, as I said, generally translated as devotion, but Prabhupada translated as loving devotional service. So there is a love, explicit virtue, and service is practical action. So the virtue and the action both have been included. So both has to be there. Therefore, care is also similar. We want devotees to be kind, compassionate at heart, caring by, caring nature, have the virtue of care, but not just virtue, it should also be, it should be reflecting in action. So, okay, now, virtue without conduct is dash, one word. Virtue without conduct is sentiment, just a sentiment. Virtue without conduct is sentiment or sentimental, and conduct without virtue is dash. Ritual, good. And if there is no virtue, then just external ritual, and the ritual doesn't survive. So we can say virtue without conduct is sentimental, conduct without virtue is mechanical. And like sometimes our devotional service may become ritualistic, mechanical. And if we do not have the sentiment, we do not have the sentiment. So therefore both are important. A loving sentiment is important. The care, the sentiment of being caring, compassionate is important. At the same time, practical action should be there, accompanied by. So therefore these are twofold meaning of the word care. And therefore one of the missions for Devotee Care Initiative is twofold. That we want to spread the virtue of devotee care across all the activities in ISKCON. Right? So we want to spread this virtue should pervade all the devotional activities. How can we spread this virtue of devotee care? How can we do that? By our own action. Okay, good. We can spread the virtue by being a caring person. What else? How can we spread the virtue of devotee care? With actions, conducts. Also by talking about it. Many great revolutions come by first talking about it. So we can discuss again and again. We should discuss about devotee care, the importance of being caring and supportive, and so on and so forth. So by education, training, discussion, okay, by practical action, we want to spread the virtue of devotee care, and also either provide or support caring activities. This is also important. Like in some devotee communities, they have some expert healthcare. They either provide a support that here there are some healthcare services you could avail. Like in Mumbai, we have Bhaktivedanta Hospital offering healthcare services to the devotees at a genuine healthcare services at a nominal price. But before we had liaised with another hospital whose directors were our well-wishers. So we were supporting. So in this way, we can liaise with some experts who can provide certain kind of specific service. Like we have some legal advisors, if some devotees need some legal advice or some immigration advice. So we can liaise with some experts and spread, okay, they can provide genuine service at a nominal cost. So that's caring services. So we can either provide or support to the community. So care as a virtue and care as a practical action. Okay, now we come to this important point. Why should we care for the devotees? Like to hear from you in one sentence. In one sentence, why should we care for the devotees? Please avoid long purports. Just in one or two sentences, please share your understanding. Yes, Krishna Bihari Prabhu. Because Krishna loves his devotees. Because Krishna loves his devotees. Krishna is very much pleased. Thank you, that's very good answer. Yes, Prabhu, tell me your name. Dev Krishna Prabhu. Yes, why should we care for the devotees?
It's a very rare opportunity that we are in the Krishna consciousness, so we should not allow people going out of that.
Okay, it's a very rare opportunity. This human form itself is rare. In the human form, someone who is civilized is rare. Someone who has transcendental goal is rare. What to speak of someone who is actually come to Krishna consciousness? That's the highest in the evolution for the soul, to come to Krishna consciousness. And from there someone goes back, like he has reached in his journey the highest point where he can just go back to Godhead. And for lack of care that person leaves. It's such an unfortunate situation. It said, unfortunate are those who do not come to Krishna consciousness. And even more unfortunate are those who come and leave. So therefore we don't want, and then if we cannot take care, it will be very unfortunate for us also. So it's a very precious, very rare someone comes to Krishna consciousness. Therefore we want to retain them and can't afford to lose them. Therefore we must take care of them. Because they have attained, we all have attained one of the rarest opportunities of being Krishna conscious in this human form of life, which itself is very rare. Okay, good. So, something else? Yes, Mother Dayamai, and then you can speak.
We are all part and parcel of Krishna.
Okay. Okay, we all part and parcel of Krishna. So we should care for, each other. Like we are all like being part and parcel of Krishna. We are all his children. And therefore we take care of each other, brotherhood, sisterhood, and so on and so forth. Okay, good. Yes, Mata, your name? Okay, Sunita ji, yes. Oh, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Fine. Good. So this whole we are all one family. Family members should care for each other. A part you want to say? I think we need to change the battery for this. You can get the battery. It will start missing. Hare Krishna. Yes, Parth, why should we care?
Because everybody wants to go in the same direction.
Okay. Everyone wants to go in the same direction. What is that direction?
Krishna.
It's Krishna direction. Towards Krishna. Everyone wants to go toward Krishna lotus feet, toward Krishna Dham. Therefore, we all have to care for each other. Okay, good. Thank you, Parth. Yes, Prabhu? Once again, your name said is? Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, right.
Human beings, species, the only species that need the longest care till the end of their life. So,
इसका volume adjust कीजिएगा. Hare Krishna. Okay, fine, good. So, that's sorry?
human being is the only species that needs care till the last of its breath. So, in a similar way.
Humans being the only species that needs care. Well, in general, when we say care means love, do you mean only humans need love, not others?
I'm saying that, of course, like the Krishna consciousness is only for the human beings, not for animals.
Okay.
So in that sense. So
Okay.
They need, so they are human beings. So if they need, if normal human being need attention for the whole of the life, so in the similar way, the Krishna consciousness is more, because it will help us to go back to the Godhead. So they need more attention because it's the rare thing.
Okay, so yes, actually everyone needs care. You're saying, especially in human form of life, we need to take care so that we all go back to Godhead. But as far as care is concerned, yes, every living entity there is a question by the sage Maitri. She asked several questions to the sage Yajnavalkya. There is a conversation in one of the Upanishads, and one of the questions she asked is, what is the one most pressing need for the human beings? One most important need for the human beings. And the sage says, not just for human beings, but for all living entities, the most important need for all times is to love and be loved. For all living entities. That satisfies the heart. So that's just one most important need, or therefore our Acharya says that's actually the only need. So all other are to fulfill this need. All other are expression to fulfill this need. Okay, so we are also aiming for love for Krishna, right? As Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu said, and therefore we help each other to fulfill that most important need in this human form of life. Okay, thank you. Yes, Prabhu. So one phrase, why should we care for the devotees?
Question to the question there.
Okay.
Why should we only care for the devotees? We should be care for everybody.
Okay, good point. Oh, why should we only care for devotees? Why should we not care for others? Yes, we should actually care for everyone. Because in one sense, every living entity has potential devotion in their heart. We can see every living entity as a potential devotee. So therefore, care for the devotees. Okay. So now, but there has to be, no, we don't want to discriminate. Everyone needs care and we would like to care for everyone. But without discrimination, but there has to be discretion. Now, what is that discretion? Someone who has served for 30 years in a community, does that person deserve the same level of care as the one who has just come a week back? Right? So that person deserves and needs a separate kind of care. Right? So therefore, bhakti is also about reciprocation. It's also about reciprocation. So we need to see that in the devotee community, there are different devotees and the needs are different, and they have served in different ways. So at times we may have to prioritize the care for certain devotees. So just like, to give an example, there is in a community, there is one elderly devotee who has served for 40 years, now he has become invalid. There is another devotee who spent most of the time to support that devotee. Most of the time. So now it may go for a long time, it may be years. But then he had made that sacrifice in reciprocation. And there have been cases where a person who has served for 30-40 years, after that he could not continue the service and the temple could not support. So they said, we can't support you, whatever, if not by word, by actions. And that person went home and the family was not welcoming. They said, you have spent your entire life with the devotees. So they were not trying to welcome him. And in frustration, he ended his life. There have been such cases also. So there have been cases where the devotees, someone sacrificed to support, and others where they could not support the temple management due to whatever reasons, and there was no system to support from the community, and there have been people who, and then one person related the story with tears in eyes, that some devotee who had to commit suicide for lack of being taken care of after dedicating whole life in Krishna service. There have been cases like that. So in this way, so we have to see that who are the devotees and what kind of care they deserve and how much they have invested in their heart and their soul in Krishna consciousness. So there has to be discretion within a community of devotees. Right? So that is also important. Therefore, we prioritize within a community. Right? Okay, so yes, continuing one or two more points regarding this. Yes, Mother Padmaradha.
It shows the unity of the community.
It shows why should we care for the devotees? It shows the unity of the community. Okay, by caring for the devotees, we will unify the community. We'll unify the community. Okay, good. Yes, Prabhu.
It is the duty of it's one of the duty of the devotee.
It is one of the duties. One of the duties. Yes. You can't be a devotee and not be a caring person. It's natural. But again, at times we may not know how to care, and we may not realize that some devotee needs care. So there could be that. But in general, devotees are caring by nature. But at times they may not have the right sensitivity, right skills to care, and so on and so forth. Fine, but that's a good point. Yes, Hem Krishna Prabhu?
The caring also reflects the community.
Oh, caring also reflects the community.
The mood of the community, in the sense that the majority of the devotees are taught these things. Maybe sometimes people are new, they have to be like given some guidance, they have to be given love and care. So that will actually spread the community. If everyone is just taking care of themselves and doesn't take care of others, how is it going to spread? It's only by people showing by good example and caring for others, then the mood will sort of catch on.
Okay, good. So, this community spirit, the mood of not just taking care of oneself, although it is important, we take care of our own self to serve others and extend our care to others, like by sharing our care. So if we say share your care, by Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Nitai Sachinandan ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So in this way, by sharing our care, we actually spread that mood. We spread that mood within the community. Okay, thank you. Yes, one more. Yes, Mother Akhila?
Because as a devotee, while spreading Krishna consciousness, every devotee will be facing a lot of impediments and challenges. So in order for the devotee to be nurtured and taken, like to be doing that service properly, that care should be extended.
Okay. So devotees may face certain challenges and we want to support, they can go through those challenges smoothly. Okay, good, fine. So I think we had good answers on that, and let's see some of the leaders, what do they speak about why care for the devotees. Request someone to please read it out loudly. Someone who has not yet read. Yes, Krishna Bihari Prabhu.
However, I have heard that there was a study by some outsiders where they said that ISKCON has the best philosophy, but when they talk about taking care of devotees, ISKCON is way down the list. That is what carry on the care.
Yes, so now there have been studies, there are several organizations, other religious organization, non-profit organization, there are several organizations who are very good at taking care of their members, much better than ISKCON. So we have the highest philosophy, but our caring systems are not so good. Right? ISKCON is not seen as a caring organization, it is seen as a philosophical organization. We have highest philosophy, but we are not so good at taking care of devotees. There are many other organizations who does it much better, and therefore we should learn from them. We should learn from them. One person shared with me that in one rural Australia, there was one family who needed some support. The lady was, suddenly she was about to give birth and much before the due date. And there's an organization called Jehovah Witness. They supported that family in the rural Australia by having their volunteers in 8-hour shifts, in 3 shifts. For several days, they were there for 24 hours with them. Two volunteers to support that family. And that family was so much indebted, right, that they joined them. So that's how they, by showing their care, they expand their communities. So they have their volunteers and all that. When they receive a call, what to speak of those who are connected with them or through anyone else's reference, they extend caring services. Just imagine 24 hours in 3 shifts of 8 hours, they supported that family in rural Australia where there were not much medical support available. There are many other such organizations who have amazing caring systems for their members, and therefore we want to learn from them and also improve that ISKCON should be also seen as a caring society. Yes, Prabhu.
So when you are saying other organizations, those are the spiritual organizations? Or
Spiritual organizations, religious organizations, spiritual organizations, there are several of them. Voluntary organizations, etc. There are many who are very good at taking care of their members. The study has been made like that. Okay, yes, so we have a long way to go. Yes, please. Someone to read it out?
Many devotees have already left Krishna consciousness because they feel physically, emotionally, socially, and even spiritually starved. But all these needs could be provided for if we had communities of care. His Holiness Sachinandan Swami.
Yeah. So therefore, Maharaj is talking that we need to have communities of care, communities of caring devotees. So often many devotees may leave. At times, there is another statement, balancing statement. Prabhupada once said, don't be surprised if someone leaves. Be surprised if someone stays. He said that once. So at times, some of the devotees may leave because of their own weakness. It may happen. But there are cases where devotees who were actually fixed up, they served with good heart for a decade, at times for 2 decades and so on, and then they leave. Then they leave feeling lack of physical, emotional, social and spiritual support, spiritual care. So that we have to take the responsibility. Those devotees do not leave for their own weaknesses, but there have been many cases where the devotees leave for lack of spiritual, I said these 4 kind of nourishments, some kind of support they need. So all this can be provided by communities of care, and therefore that's the purpose of devotee care initiatives, to have communities of care where care pervades, and the virtue of care pervades, and in practical action we also have various supportive activities of devotee care. Okay, another quote.
Caring for Krishna's devotees. I hope that those who are senior in devotional life take care of junior devotees. A true devotee is also a caring person.
Yes, so Maharaj himself is such an example of that. We have experienced several times his care and love. So a true devotee is a caring person. You can't be a devotee and not be caring. True devotee is a caring person. Yes, someone to please read again loudly.
We want all the devotees to feel that they belong and are important, to feel that the leaders love them and care for them as individuals, not just what service they do. Srila Prabhupada did that and inspired great results. His Holiness Kavichandra Goswami Maharaj.
Okay, so now this is important here. We want to take care of devotees not for what they do, but for what they are. And this is something very important. Why? Because in the organization, we tend to take care and appreciate those who do a lot, right? Those who perform, those are achievers. But we at times may neglect those who are, steadily performing their devotional service. They may be contributing, they may not be like big contributors, but they are steadily serving. And we may not actually pay much attention to them at times and focus more on those who are performers, achievers. Therefore or sometimes we want to take care of devotees so that they do more with that. That could be, that may encourage them to do more, but our motive is not that we want them to do more, because that's a business mentality. We want to take care of devotees for what they are. This is very important. That they are devotees, therefore they deserve care. To give an example from Prabhupada's own life, there would be reporters who would interview Prabhupada, and then they would wind up the camera and say thank you Swamiji. But Prabhupada would still want to talk to them and wanted to make them understand the importance of Krishna consciousness so that they become devotees. So more than the reporter, he was interested in the reporter. He wanted them to write a good report, but more than that, he was actually interested in that individual, the reporter, that he understand what is Krishna consciousness and the reporter should take to the Krishna consciousness. So the individual spiritual nourishment of every person, that inspires people. Therefore we want to take care of devotees for what they are the devotees, their individual spiritual life. And of course they feel encouraged to contribute also as a byproduct. When we take care of them, the devotees feel encouraged to increase their contribution. Yes, from the Prabhu side, someone to read loudly.
Advancing through Vaishnava Seva. If the members of Gaudiya Math do not understand Vaishnava Seva is the most beneficial things, then they will not make progress in the realm of devotion.
Okay, so sometimes people ask, where did Prabhupada talk of devotee care? No, actually devotee care is, in the folio, in Prabhupada talks, or we may not find this term per se, but in spirit Prabhupada demonstrated it. He's talk about it. So it is devotee care is same as Vaishnava Seva. A devotee is called Vaishnava, care is Seva. Right? So devotee care is same as Vaishnava Seva, one of the three most important principles taught by Lord Chaitanya. Jive Deya, Name Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva. So therefore Vaishnava Seva, and that is one of the core principles, that is devotee care, is the most beneficial thing, unless we understand, it's the most beneficial thing for entire community, for us also. When we are caring, we are actually making a lot of spiritual progress. We are pleasing Krishna so much. We are growing in our spiritual life and helping other devotees. Therefore, it is the most beneficial thing. Unless we understand that, we do not make progress in the realm of devotion. Yeah. Vrindavan Tagore says that there is a Siddhi Bhavati Va Neti Samchya Achyuta Sevinam. He says, whether a person will achieve perfection by serving Krishna or not, a person may or may not achieve perfection by serving Krishna in this life. Siddhi Bhavati Va Neti Samchya Achyuta Sevinam. One cannot say for certain, one who is serving Krishna, whether that person will achieve perfection or not. There is a samshaya. There is may or may not. Right? But he said, Nisham says to tad bhakta paricharya ratatmana. There is no doubt one who serves the devotee will attain perfection. He says that. A servant of Krishna, right, may or may not, but one who serves the servant of Krishna, one who serves the devotee, that person will surely attain success in this life. This is the word of the scriptures. Avashyam ilaye Krishna Vaishnava kripai. He says, Krishna will surely be attained by the mercy of the devotees when we serve his devotees. We may not be able to attain him by serving him directly, but will surely attain him by serving his devotees. Therefore, Vaishnava Seva is the most beneficial thing. We should understand that, and we'll be pleasing Krishna and will be spreading this ethos of care, love and care amongst the community members. Okay, any questions till now? Whatever we have discussed before we go ahead. Any questions, comments, concerns? Yes. Mother Dayamai.
Yes.
Take this.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, while you're discussing this, I'm reflecting like even in the history of, even in the Indian history, Sanatan Dharma had a big problem when the people from Sanatan Dharma were not looked after. There was that mass conversion into different religions happened because these other people showed that they care more for them, and our own people, they didn't care. So that's why when people don't feel cared, loved, respected, and seen and heard, they don't want to be in that.
They don't want to stay. They don't want to stay.
They want to go.
Yes.
So this is very, very important.
Yes. So, yes, even if, as I said, we have the highest philosophy, but if we do not care, people don't care to stay. It's sad. I don't care how much you know till I know how much you care. So there are organizations who may not have the highest philosophy, but they actually care, and people stay over there. People join them and stay over there. While we have the high, and they may not have the highest philosophy. Right? Therefore, I don't care how much you know till I know how much you care. So that applies. And traditionally, so many people have been the conversions and all that. As Mother Dayamai said, we're not going to detail of that, but there could be several reasons. One important reason is people feel neglected or even exploited at times. Just not just neglected, but even exploited. And they see someone else care for them, they join them. Okay, so yes, something else? Someone would like to ask, share any comments, questions, concerns at this point of time? Yes, Prabhu.
Is there any practical devotee care committee or something where people can connect to? Because I know many such people who are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they sometimes require exactly the same way, the prasadam needs or other things, and they hesitate sometimes to directly ask the community.
Oh, okay, good. Your name?
Nitesh.
Nitesh Prabhu has asked, is there some practical committee where we can approach? This is the purpose of this devotee care training, that we can have this committee who can be approached, and then they work out a system. It can be provided, it's not difficult. If we can open up Govinda restaurant, can't we provide prasadam to elderly? We have in Prague, I went to Prague, this is in Czech Republic, they have 5 Govinda's restaurants. If you can feed to millions, can't we take care of the prasadam need our own devotees who have dedicated so much? We can do it. It requires thought, energy, planning, some kind of system to be worked out. So that's the purpose basically. There's a purpose that we can have a devotee care committee who can work it out, that how these diverse needs of different devotees, which are very genuine needs for them to continue, can be taken care of. I met one person in Fiji, in this tour only, and he saw that some of the elderly community members had some needs which were, not being able to be provided at this point of time. Not that it can't be, but the system was lacking. He stepped into, and he kind of also talked to some devotees, and he formed a committee without any devotee care course or something. He started, and then when we conducted the course, he shared his experience, and everyone appreciated. And he made a statement. He said, "People ask me, why don't you take initiation?" He said, "Why should I take initiation? Why if we can't care for the devotees who are already initiated? For what purpose you ask me to take initiation? Rather than taking initiation, let me do something practical." He was like having such conviction that there are these devotees who have been initiated and who have served for 30 years or even more, and now they need some support and service, and I want to first take care of them rather than being known as initiated devotee. Taking formally we take the title of Das Dasi, but he said, let me first act by that. So it's important. It's important, and everyone actually really appreciated. For last 2-3 years, he's supporting one elderly lady who fell down, and someone came after 1 hour to pick her up. Just imagine, she was just in such state of pain. So like that, and he drove me, and he showed me he's carrying this diapers for the elderly people in his car, always keep, and so many, like he's really working on the system to support some of the elderly devotees, and then some of the devotees join him to support, and that's now being more formalized. That the temple management is helping and all that. So yes, in the community we need all this. Yes, Prabhu.
Just to add on
Achyut Seva Prabhu, yes.
Nidesh Prabhu's question. Yes, Nidesh Prabhu, we have a small committee here.
Okay.
Devotee Care Committee.
Already we have a Devotee Care Committee. Okay, good.
And recently, I can give one example.
You can announce the name of the members so that all those who are here will know also.
Yeah. Yes. So basically, there is a small committee, Devotee Care Committee.
Who are the members?
And under the guidance of Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
And I am there.
Okay, and 2 of you. Is there any other member?
Who else is there? Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu is there also.
Okay.
I'm also there. Huh? You are also there? Yeah. So,
let the member introduce themselves to each other first.
And is also there in the part of that group.
Okay.
So a lot of people are there.
Yeah.
And recently we had a devotee who met an accident. And he was, I think he was in hospital. And then Krishna Prabhu arranged prasadam for them. So whenever we come to know that someone needs some support,
yes,
we are not very active, but whenever we see this need, we try to provide the support to them.
Okay.
Yes, there are a lot of things we can improve.
Yes.
But yes, it's there.
Okay, good. Hema Krishna Prabhu. Give the mic to Hema Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, Achyuta Seva Prabhu is in charge of that.
Okay.
And I feel that this devotee care team also is getting a bit more active. I think we started off, we actually didn't know what to do, how to do, and slowly we learned from our friends from Australia and India, so how they, like you're coming here, I think we are getting a lot of more knowledge, and not only knowledge but also practical things that you have shown to us how to go about it. I think it's a very invaluable knowledge that we can also implement, and I think we have also very dynamic young devotees, Achyuta Prabhu, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, and Punam Mataji. They are also very involved in this, and gradually I think a lot more devotees are involved. I think Tosi Mataji are also involved in the, isn't it, Tosi Mataji? So quite a number of devotees. And we need more members, and I think gradually we are learning. And the one thing that I really feel very important, as you said, that really strikes me is those who are elderly. Actually, more and more devotees are
growing old, yes.
Aging, and I feel that maybe in the future also our community will have like a saving for these devotees.
Yes.
Something I think is very important. But it's such, as you said, it's such a wide field.
Yeah.
And the service needed is actually unlimited. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Hema Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for your, and thank you to the team of the devotees, Achyut Keshav Prabhu and others who are serving. But yes, we can actually be, be more active and can improve our services and learn more and be more effective and available to them it's needed. Right? So even tomorrow we will see, we are, after the training you will be better equipped. Okay, thank you. Yes, Mother Tulsi. You're part of the devotee care team.
Still learning. So sometimes devotee will approach us with different needs, like if they, like Prabhu mentioned, physical needs, if they're not able to do, or emotional needs, if they are facing some life crisis, spiritual needs, if they need some guidance. So in these three needs, I find more difficult is emotional needs, emotional support, because it needs a lot of training and sensitivity. So we won't, like, maybe especially for devotee, they feel afraid to approach someone because after learning so much, reading so many books, chanting, they find it's very difficult to talk to someone because in case the other person says, it's okay, chant and be happy. What you're experiencing is a threefold misery, it's your karma, so it's all will pass. So they carry this shame and burden, so they don't know who to talk to, especially for males. I find it's more difficult. So how a community can create this safe space so devotee can open up. So is any way that this skill and training is there?
Hare Krishna, Mother Tulsi Devi, thank you for that very important and very deep question and deep need. In Pan-ISKCON Global Survey, there are several areas for devotee care. Emotional health care has come out to be the topmost need, emotional health care. Because of the life, because of the, in general, the fast-paced life and deteriorating values, relationships breaking down, the traumas, the emotional vacuum has increased in people, actually, because people don't have time to spend with each other, to listen to each other, and so on and so forth. Right? Loneliness, all these things. So the emotional health care has stood out to be the topmost need in the global survey. And what we often mistake, as Mother Tulsi said, what a mistake which we often do is, when a person needs some emotional support, we give some spiritual advice. Actually, we give some spiritual advice. So therefore, that's another, we kind of put the person off, or that may increase his emotional trauma by giving only spiritual solutions and when a person needs. Therefore, we need to train some devotees on understanding those emotional needs and some devotees to provide. And this service can also be supported by having some professionals who we can liaise with, and we can do the referral. One important thing is to do the referral. Now, there are certain things that a person just needs to be listened at times. There are people, because a lot of cases is they want to express, they want someone to understand them. And we can learn, there is a skill we teach in the comprehensive devotee care, how to listen out a person, to heal a person. You do not have to provide any solution. No practical solution is required. Just listen out a person, and that is the solution. And sometimes we come to the solutions. We start providing some solution and all that, and that is not the solution. But solution is to let the person express, and the person feels, I have been understood. That is the need, that someone has understood me. Someone has understood and acknowledged my difficulties, rather than saying, oh, you're getting too emotional about it. I think you don't bother yourself too much. No, not like that. People need some acknowledgement first of all. People want that someone understand them and acknowledge their problem. If that can be done, right, and that requires only a proper listening, right, without comparing, without giving solutions, right, without interrupting, and that can provide such a relief and emotional healing to the people. That needs some training and skill. So it's one of the very important needs. Even Yudhishthira Maharaj required emotional counseling. Krishna could not counsel him. Bhishma had to counsel him. He was disturbed emotionally. He took the whole. He was going down actually. He was burdened that I am the cause. that guilt was actually sinking him down. Right? He became dysfunctional mentally. And Krishna tried counseling him, could not succeed. Then referral to another super specialist, Bhishma. Of course, Krishna could counsel, but then he wanted to glorify Bhishma. But still, we see a referral. When Krishna could not succeed, Vyasadeva could not succeed to counsel Yudhishthira Maharaj, who needed emotional counseling, then Bhishma Dev could successfully counsel and compose him. So there are many such cases in the scriptures of great, Yudhishthira is not a confused youth who needed some counseling. He is Dharmaraj, right? He is Dharmaraj. He could need emotional counseling, just imagine. So any of us basically could need some emotional counseling and support any point of time. If person of the caliber of Yudhishthira needed emotional counseling, what to speak of us? If in a sorry devotee, we should not judge those who may need some psychological or emotional help, first of all. We should not have any kind of judgmental energy. Though this person needs some psychological or emotional counseling, that means his spiritual life is weak. Again, there is no connection. Again, improper understanding and those judgmental energies put people down to express that I am in need of some emotional help, actually. So that there should be no stigma attached. The society devotee, if I am feeling very down, I am feeling depressed, I should take the help and the counseling and if medication also if required to again become strong. Just like if you are physically sick. Now if there is someone physically sick, we don't say that person bhakti is less. Anyone can become physically sick. Similarly, anyone can become dejected, disappointed and even depressed and mentally sick. So Adi and Vyadhi. Vyadhi means physical illness, Adi means mental illness. They go, they are there, a part of, as long as you have the body, subtle body. So subtle body may become sick, just like gross body becomes sick, subtle body can become sick. So devotees should not judge, and those devotees who are undergoing that sickness should be able to express and seek and avail qualified help to again become strong. So this is one very important need. I can speak upon this for next 1 hour, but we have to respect time, who is none other than Krishna. Tomorrow is again a working day. So we will conclude over here at this point of time, and tomorrow continue. Similar time, we can come take prasadam, do a 15 minutes arti, and then have the part 2 of the seminar in continuation from here and exploring the deeper and the wider aspects of devotee care. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much for coming this evening. Achyut Seva Prabhu wants to say something.
Is there, if anyone wants to join tomorrow's seminar, they are okay. If they have not attended the first part, they can attend the second part.
Okay, fine. So, but they all have attended anyway. So I don't know whether they need the announcement or someone else you want to. Fine. So you can announce that in the your WhatsApp group and others, that even they have not attended today, they can come tomorrow.
No, I said those who are not attended today, they can also join the tomorrow's call.
We invite friends.
You can invite others to join also. They have not attended, because I will just give a very brief, maybe I'll summarize tomorrow what we discussed in continuation, and those who could not join today are welcome to join. But those who have joined today, I request them to please join tomorrow also. Okay, yes, Hema Krishna Prabhu.
I think this is a very, very big subject. I think it will be nice if you can come back again and do it.
Yes, we can do a whole comprehensive devotee care training in which we talk of all the various skills and the sensitivities and to be more effective in devotee care. Sure, I'll be happy to do that. We can plan sometime in the future. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhu.